Welcome back, everybody, to the Fantasy Football Bros podcast. It's your boy.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what.
Are those drops loud? That seemed loud. But
Yeah,
it's
a
your
little
boy,
bit.
Chad.
I mean, it is your show.
Let's turn that down. It's coming in hot. And coming in hot to my immediate right on my screen, we got the no nickname, no nonsense.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
AVH.
What's up, guys? What's happening?
And to his immediate right on my screen, we got the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Jay Coleman. Jay Coleman, what's up, dog?
What's going on, boys?
What a fun week we are. I'm gonna crank, guys. Remember when I couldn't open this like weeks ago?
Yeah.
Look where I made it. Look where I made it.
Proud of you.
Wow, you're still working on that bottle, huh, bud?
We're not drinking this. We're done. I was just showing it off. It looked like a fruit fly got in there. That's why I'm not drinking it. Fucking fruit fly. How the hell did that happen? Anyway, so we are here to discuss the fantasy football. It's the playoffs, boys! And conspicuous by his absence is the only host of the Fantasy Football Bros that did not make the playoffs for the Fantasy Football Bros Leagues. How about that?
That is true. He is at the bottom. Well, actually, he's kind of in the middle, I think, now that
Yeah, he's kind of in the
he
middle.
went on a little bit of a run, but it was just a little too late.
But I tell you what,
I'll tell you what, brother.
Three of the hosts on this podcast comprise of 50% of the teams in the playoffs, boys. So, hey, man, this is
I
for
don't
you
have anything
guys.
to drink. Sorry, dude. But
You got some water or something, Jay? No? Yeah, pink
we
mug. Pink
nice.
It's Coral, thank you.
mug. But that's cool that we had we comprise of 50% of the fantasy football. So Adam's sitting pretty with a bye, right?
Thank you.
Yeah. Scumbag.
Jay is in a battle with who? Chad's dad, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
You got to go up against your boy Brock Purdy. How you feel?
Nervous?
Yeah, that's Brock. It's my match in the league is against shout out to Fireman John.
Nice.
I'm playing against Fireman John, and we are both coming down from major injuries as of late. John, I'm pulling up the matchup here on my phone. John just lost Justin Herbert to IR, and John is battling with Tyreek Hill possibly out as well. While me, yeah, it's choke-worthy, you're right. While me, I'm dealing with the injuries, of Keenan Allen out, and Christian Kirk out, and Jonathan Taylor doubtful. So, yeah, so it's going to be a fun one. And right now, something changed because he's projected to beat me now, but we're 53% to 47%, so it's a real close matchup. So we won't spend all time talking about it, but I figured I'd just throw that out there where Jay's match, he's playing – Jay's got a big lead in Jay's projected to win 59%. Jay's projected to win by 10 points right now, so that's good. He's got a bunch of questionables on his bench. Chad's dad, Jamar Chase, Travis Etienne, Kareem Hunt, Rico Dowdle's in the starting lineup. Jay, you better win me.
Dude, are you serious?
Well, I see. He's got Pacheco coming back, so that'll probably change.
True.
I see that.
I forgot Pacheco was out last week.
I mean, he's
Jay,
questionable still, too, so.
Jay, you got some questionable tags. You got questionable tag with
Double J here again.
Josh Jacobs.
Yep.
So, you know what? It's week, 15, 14 of the NFL season? That's what's going to happen.
15.
15. Week 15 of the NFL season. That's what's going to happen, right? Like, people are hurt. So Adam can sit pretty and
sure
just
can.
rest his players and get back on track. And by the looks of things, if me and Jay win, Adam would be playing Jay. If me and Jay both win. And I would go, wait, no, you're first, Adam? Did you finish first?
Sure did.
Yeah.
So you would be playing me, baby. Because Jay finished.
Even better.
So if it's the top four teams, it would be me v you.
Let's
and
go.
I did. And you put it. Who put a spanking on who this year? Did you spank me this year?
Oh, yeah, I put up 195 on you, bud.
Yeah, you spanked me. We'll see what happens about that.
Wait, we played each other twice, though. I think you beat me the first time, though, right? I'd have to go
Maybe.
back. I'd have to look in the standings. I don't care to right now.
We'll worry
Actually,
about.
just
We'll
kidding.
worry.
I do.
We'll worry about it really later. But I know I spanked you last year, so that was. I had my
Yeah, last year I didn't. I don't think I even made the playoffs last year.
How did I do? Oh yeah. How did I? Oh, that's how I did. Hey, to win last year and to be back in the playoffs this year, that's it's not easy, right? It's not easy to do.
No, it's not.
It's not easy to do.
Unless you're me.
And I had a chance, guys, to miss the playoffs. You know, if things went right a certain way. If I lost and Goose won and scored more points than me, I would have lost. But you know what I did? Just stomped on Zach Sabato, so it's good. So that's how you take care of yourself. That's how you take care of it. So, all right, we are going to go in and talk about the best performers of the week, and I don't want to spend all day doing this because we have a lot to talk about. Yeah. But
we only played each other once. That's so upsetting. I just looked.
For now, bro. For now.
Till next week.
Hopefully. All right, so we're looking at the top quarterbacks of the week, and this surprised me, guys. Look at these names.
Look at all those FAs. Guys aren't
here we
on
go,
the team.
guys. Number one quarterback of the week by 6 points, Lamar Jackson. Then Desmond Ridder. Lamar had 32. Desmond Ridder at 26. Justin Fields at 24. Jake Browning at 24. Matt Stafford at 23. Brock Purdy at 22. Bailey Zappi at 21. Mitchell Trubisky at 21. Josh Allen at 24. Joe Flacco at 21. Trevor Lawrence at 20. Baker Mayfield at 20. Zach Wilson at 19. And Tommy DeVito's down here at 17. Like, what? What's going on?
This list, yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of that has to do with injuries, of course, but not really. I mean, Browning's a backup.
Yeah, Browning's a backup. Zappi's a backup. Trubisky's a backup. Flacco's a backup. That's it.
So, but there's still a ton of starters, but just starters you don't expect. Like we say it all the time, we don't expect Desmond Ridder to be there, but he finds his way there all the time. Like maybe not top two, but he finds his way. Justin Fields is getting hot again. Browning's playing hot. Like, it's definitely an odd year. I'll tell you. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, it's definitely an odd year in fantasy.
Jay's boy down here. All you need is love.
Yep.
Where's my boy Dak? Is he not up there?
He was mid.
Oh, there he is.
He was. He was just about.
He was mid. That was probably one of his lowest weeks in a while, but
less than Zach Wilson. So, interesting on the quarterback side. Let's see if the running back side as well filters out.
Look at Zeke up there.
Zeke,
What a start.
Oh, it's all fucking Adam at the top. Woo. Zeke, Breece Hall. Look at that, twofer.
I didn't even start Breece Hall last week.
Neither did I, honestly, in my other league. And then you got James Cook at 25. So you got 27, 26, 25. These guys were all close. So close. Any of these three could have been your number one running back in the week. Saquon at 23. Raheem Mostert at 23. Rashad White at 21. Joe Mixon, 21. Chase Brown, 21. Austin Eckler. What? Austin Eckler, 21. Bijan Robinson, 19. Derrick Henry, 18. Javonte Williams, 18. Your boy Kyron Williams down here, 14. Christian McCaffrey, still good weeks. I mean, Kyron, I'm sure you're a little let down by him, but I'll still take 14 minimum.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I want to be minimum. You know?
I mean, the only reason why it wasn't more is because he didn't score. But he had 114 yards on like, what is it, 20 touches or so?
Yeah. I mean, obviously the surprise here, guys, is Ezekiel Elliott. He had 22 rush attempts. That's the most probably he's had in 2 years. And 7 receptions. Like, what a game from this guy. Is he kicking in the door right now?
Oh, man.
And it's
Is that what's
so
going on?
upsetting because he's got. I mean, well, it's not really because the Chiefs' defense is good. They got Kansas City this week, and I'd start him again. I would start him again. I really would.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely startable, don't you think, Jay?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. He's,
I mean, if they're going to
he's-
give him that kind of volume, for sure, start him.
Did they put Ramondre on IR, or is he just?
I think he's just out. I think they expect
Just
him back in a couple weeks. He had an ankle sprain or something, or a knee sprain.
Yeah. So
I don't think
interesting.
he's
A
on
lot of these guys here. Chase Brown up here is surprising, but he's the benefactor of one big receiving touchdown. I think Chase Brown, obviously don't run out and start him, but I think he should be on a team in a deep league. I do. He scored the exact same points as Joe Mixon, the starter. So, I mean, you can't necessarily say it can't happen again. You know, he has as many points as Joe Mixon with 11 touches, and Joe Mixon had 24. So it's just someone to keep an eye on. That's all.
So Stevenson is just questionable.
Okay.
So they didn't put him on IR, so they're just kind of working him back in, I think. But he's also projected for 0, so it's not looking good like he's going to play this week.
We had Austin Eckler had a good game, and that might continue for the simple fact that everyone's dead over there.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you ain't
They're
wrong.
gonna rely heavy on him, I think, especially with Easton Stick.
Easton stick. I had one of those hockey sticks back in the day. An Easton. You had an Easton stick as well?
I
Jay,
did,
what
yeah.
about you?
Yep.
Jay's like, nah, man, I had the Bowers. One guy that I do want to also bring up here, and not just because he's on my team, but I'm getting excited that I think Javonte Williams might be coming back finally from his injury. 18 points, nothing crazy. But, you know, he had 20 touches, touchdown, you know, just about 100 yards. And this team is hot right now.
They are hot.
This
I'll give them that.
And they're running the ball. They're starting to run the ball better. So I'm getting excited for Javonte Williams. And by the way, folks at home, they're one game away from winning that division. They have one less win than Kansas City, and they beat Kansas City.
That would be huge for the standings if New England can somehow pull out a win against these guys this week.
I don't think it's impossible.
I don't think it's impossible either.
No, not really.
Yeah. I took New England in a spread. Not to say New England's going to win, but I took New England in the spread at least. So, all right, let's move on to wide receivers because we got a lot of news to talk about. And at number 1, you got D-Bro, and then Drake London. What? DJ Moore, Cooper Kupp, Nuke Hopkins. He's back, guys. Odell Beckham.
Out of the graveyard.
Jaden Reed, Garrett Wilson, Zay Flowers. As always, Michael Pittman Jr.
Guys
CD
having
Lamb.
an unreal season. I take back everything I said about Michael Pittman, dude.
You better.
I really do. I'm so sorry to everybody. I'm sorry, Michael Pittman. If you somehow, I'm so sorry. I did not know your stats until Chaz pointed them out. You are absolutely killing it this season.
He is. And Jay got
he's
him
been
for
a
me.
monster.
Jay got him for me for Saquon, and Saquon's been playing good too. So, Wandale Robinson's up there too, and Cortland Sutton, and that's all we really need to talk about there. I mean, London was a surprise. So you got London up there, but obviously you had Ritter.
Look at that! Look at that volume. 10 catches for 172, but
that's something, guys.
No touchdowns.
And that's at 11 targets, by the way, guys. That's showing actually efficiency, like that
really good.
That Ritter was making it happen.
Really
imagine if you had a touchdown too at that 10 for 172 and a tutty.
Right. Ritter was making it happen. So, Ritter missed one pass to Drake London. So it's interesting. It's interesting to see. DeAndre Hopkins being back. You know, we were giving him a hard time at the beginning of the year, but he's having a better year in general. Oh my God, what did it do? It blocked me out here. What happened? Why did it sign me out here? Get back.
He's had 2 good back-to-back weeks.
It signed me out here. Hang on, I'm coming back. That was weird. All I wanted to do was check the stats, and it signed me out. Okay, I'm back. Let me share again. I got scared there for a second. I got scared. Okay, so who were we talking about? We were talking about Nuke, right?
Nuke, yep.
Okay, so Nuke is... There it is. So, yeah, he's had He's had a 25-point game and an 8-point game, and then 3 weeks before that, 18-point game. So pretty good, 3 out of 4 weeks there for Nuke. So
Yeah, it's
we were
just
giving
you
him a
just
hard
wish
time.
it would have been more consistent for where,
Yeah, for sure.
being the only receiver in Tennessee there.
Well, the big argument we had at the beginning of the season was Nuke or Keenan Allen, and there's no way, there's no other answer other than Keenan. Even Keenan Allen misses the next 4 games. That was the big argument.
Yeah, I mean, Keenan Allen's going to finish top 5 even if he doesn't.
Even if he misses. Yeah. So not too much there to talk about. We'll just roll into the tight ends right quick, and then we'll get to the major topics at hand. Evan Ingram ended up being the one. I didn't even realize that. But David Njoku, 32 points for
Big
Evan,
game from
27
Njoku.
for Njoku, 21 for Isaiah Likely, 19 for Henry, 18 for Kittle, 15 for Davis Allen. Who? Kyle Pitts with 14, Travis Kelce with 14. Actually, not a bad week for tight ends.
Yeah, actually, there's a lot over 10 points, which is really good to see finally for the position that nobody likes.
Right. So they're starting to hit it up. I'm big. Guys, and I'll talk about this, now, Njoku, I'm starting him at flex this week.
I'm starting him moving forward, man. Dude, Joe Flacco loves his tight ends, dude. We saw it from him when he was with the Ravens. Loves his tight ends. And Njoku was wide open on all those plays, too. It was wild. Yeah. Nobody covered him.
I was big going in on Njoku because we run the double flex in the league. I've been starting Njoku. I've been kind of swapping between Njoku and Trey McBride. And I'll tell you right now, I'm starting both of them. One of them's going in the flex.
Yep.
So
not a bad play.
Yeah. And Jay, finally, Evan Ingram did something.
Yeah, it's he's had 2 good weeks in a row, I think.
Yeah,
Did he have 2 good weeks in a row?
Yeah, I think so. I think last week. Yep.
Yeah, 32 and 23. Before that, geez, he wasn't worst,
terrible. He just wasn't scoring, and now the last 2 weeks he's scored.
Yeah.
So it really helps those numbers, but he gets targeted a ton. I don't think you guys actually realize how many targets he actually gets a game.
Yeah. Well, and plus with Christian Kirk out.
Yeah,
with Christian Kirk out, that's big.
Yep, exactly.
So, all right. So there's our top performers of the week. But we've got a lot of news to discuss. Lots of injuries going in here till your fantasy football playoffs. So you've got, of course, the big news and to my fantasy crush of Justin Herbert. He's gone for the year, guys. I still think I was right on him being my fantasy crush. He had a great year until the end there. Last 2 weeks have kind of been crappy and then hurt. But I think he was great with that, and that is in turn hurting Keenan Allen, who's also hurt and out for the week, and that's hurting a lot of people.
Yep.
And,
unless you have a first-round bye.
Yeah, and Tyreek Hill is questionable, and he tried to go back in the game the other night and came back in the game and then ended up not going back into the game after that. So.
Yeah, he was. I think he bounced in and out a couple of times, and then finally it was
Yeah, I think this time his injury is a little bit more serious because we've seen him hobble off before. He's a speed guy, gets taken down hard, and he's always just kind of went in the tent, taped it up, back out there, and then goes for 170 yards. This past week he tried to get back in there, but then he was just non-existent. So I think it was a matter of trying to save him for a playoff push. It would be my guess, and that would be the smart thing to do, in my opinion.
Yeah, agreed.
Well, I'm hoping he doesn't play because I'm against him this week. So I'm hoping he rests up that ankle. Tape it up, put it up, get some blood flowing away from it. Because hey, if I gotta lose Keenan Allen, John, you gotta lose you gotta lose Tyreek Hill. That's probably your number 1 and 2 receivers on the year in fantasy football.
Probably.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised.
So, and there's a chance they're both out. So it's something, and it's you guys just got to make a move. If you got Justin Herbert and you're in the playoffs, go get Jake Browning if he's out there. That's what I would say. I'm sure like Jordan Love, even though he had a bad week, I'm sure he's not out there, but you might be able to get Jordan.
Yeah,
Jacob.
your number 1 receiver is Tyreek Hill. Your number 2 is CeeDee Lamb.
Okay.
And number 3 is Keenan Allen.
Okay. They're probably close, those two, I'd imagine.
Tyreek Hill has 40
Tyreek's way
points
higher.
on CD. He's got 322. CD's got 283, and Keenan's got 278. So they're right there. They're within 5 points there.
And that's after a couple of mediocre. We're sitting here talking about benching Keenan Allen because he had a bad game of like 14 points. And it's not even a bad game per se.
So Keenan Allen's worst performance was week 7.
He had a stinker 1 week.
Week 7 against Kansas City at 9.5. And then the last 2 weeks he was at 10 and 12.
Yeah. Because he's had so much 20-point games, 30-point games, 40-point
30,
games.
45, 21, 40, 27, 22. I mean, he's been killing it.
Yeah, he's been great. So it sucks that I don't have him this week, but moving on. We're going to move on to the big controversy of the whole millennium, apparently, of we're talking about Patrick Mahomes and his meltdown,
His sideline rant, or his tantrum, if you will.
That's a good one. And I was going to try to play something, and it wasn't working, but I'm going to try one more thing. I'm going to try this on YouTube, if we could do this. And if I can't do this, we'll stop. But I think the reason that you guys weren't hearing it before is because I wasn't sharing the screen yet. So I'm going to try it. Yeah, I'm going to try it, and if it doesn't work, and we're doing this live, folks. We're doing it live. We'll do it live. We're doing it live. So, all right, I'm sharing the screen. All right. You guys got the screen?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to play it. Tell me if you can hear it.
On the line.
Yes.
Now the guy up.
Yep.
Okay, we can hear it now. Okay, so we're going to talk. I'm just going to let this play to kind of describe what Dan Orlovsky has to say. So everybody at home, sit back, relax. Let me go full screen. Can I? Here we go. Okay, so sit back, relax, and enjoy what a former professional quarterback, Dan Orlovsky, had to say about this whole situation.
Hey guys, you got to get back to whatnot. So I think it's this for me. Number one, Kadarius Toney, you should always look at the official to say, "Hey, am I on?" If you did that and the flag got thrown, we got an issue. If you didn't do that, the Chiefs got to figure out we got an issue. So I went back. I watched every single snap from last night that Kadarius Toney played. Not one time did he check with the official. That play that we're talking about was not the first time it happened in the game. This is the second play of the game. His first snap. Kadarius Toney's up top. He is on the line. Now, the guy opposite him is supposed to be on the line as well, but he's about 3 or 4 inches behind Kadarius Toney. That's almost the same alignment that we're talking about when it comes to the flag getting thrown. But there's no warning that gets shared with Kadarius Toney on this play. This is his first snap of the game. Okay, a little bit later, look at where the football is. The football is on the 30-yard line. Look at where Kadarius Toney is. He's in that same exact alignment. Now look at the receiver opposite him. That guy is supposed to be on the line of scrimmage as well, but he's actually in the right alignment. So Kadarius Toney is basically in the same alignment that he was when that flag got thrown. A little bit later in the game, Kadarius Toney, look where the football is. Look at where his foot is. That looks exactly like the play that happens with the lateral. The guy opposite him, he's technically on the line as well. He's 3 or 4 inches off. Kadarius Toney is in that same alignment consistently throughout that football game. Never once does he check with the official, but never once in that same alignment did the official ever warn him, hey, you have to get back. So is he offsides on that final play?
So, I mean, he kind of said it all. Like, it happened multiple times, and it's just kind of... It breaks down to this, in my opinion. He was offsides, and he got caught.
Yeah.
I mean,
clearly he did it all game and thought he could keep getting away with it, and they called it, and then I don't know. That comes down to discipline, man. I played football and organized sports, and I've been a part of a bar league, rec football league for almost 15 years, and I always checked with the officials, even in a game like that, to see if I was offsides or not, especially if you line up on the outside or whatever. But that comes down to discipline on his part, and clearly he either ignored it or doesn't have it or what, or maybe he just kept doing it until he got called, and then that last time that he got called, it was a shit. That was the time that I, that one cost them a touchdown.
They probably been doing it all season and been getting away with it, so they're like, oh, we're just going to keep doing it. Because I mean, you're way offsides at that point. Like, you have to know yourself as a receiver, like, you're that far off. Like, hey, I'm like a foot and a half in front of the receiver down the way. Like, you got to know your offsides yourself.
Well, they didn't even show the play in question. And the play in question, he was worse.
Yeah.
I mean, his foot was over the line, not on the line, over the line.
Yeah.
Completely over the blue line, which the blue line's not official, but obviously he's offsides if he's on that blue line. Like,
Right.
And that's where I'm on it. It's like, it's just like, it was a penalty, Pat. Relax, buddy. Pat, it was a penalty. Right. I get it, Pat. I understand. Relax. It was a penalty. I know. Taylor Swift was there. We understand, but it was a penalty, and it's not like he's bitching about not a penalty.
Yeah, it was blatant. It was blatant, and if you even look at that play specifically, and I that was the first time I've ever seen like all the snaps that he was offsides on. Like, okay, maybe, like I said, it has to come down to being disciplined, or you're bending those rules until you get caught, right?
Yeah.
And it's keep doing what you're doing until they call a penalty, right? Like that's what
there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
Nothing
absolutely
wrong.
not. And that's what I was always taught in football too. Like, hey, if you think you're doing something wrong, just it's not that you're doing it wrong. It's like you're just doing your job. Do it until you get caught. If you get caught, then you got to change something. Well, I think it might have been one of those situations where I think he knew that he was doing that and was getting away with it, and just that last time that he finally got called for offsides there was just wrong time, wrong place, wrong time type situation. So,
well, Pat Mahomes showed his ass. He's a baby. He's a fucking crybaby.
100%. Yeah, that was uncalled for. That was ridiculous the way he did that.
And I'll tell you what. I've been watching football for a long time, and Andy Reid has been in this league forever. I've never seen Andy Reid call out officials or anything.
Yeah.
So I think that because Patrick Mahomes was acting like such a little bitch, that Andy Reid decided to go along with it to kind of take the heat off of the quarterback. Because I've never seen Andy Reid do that.
Yeah, you're probably not wrong about that. I agree. He's been in this league forever. He's been
maybe,
he was
but
the coach
like
of the Eagles.
He could be used to being spoiled by the refs too. Like, I mean, you're a professional coach, you're a professional NFL team, and you're mad because you didn't get a warning from a ref. Like, are they just supposed to go around warning every single coach? Like, hey, you guys, you're offsides, or hey, you got too many guys on the field. Like, where does it end? If you're gonna give warnings for like offsides, you're just gonna give warnings for everything. I mean.
And you're right. It's the way they word it, like the way Adam was explaining it. Like, that's on every play. They look at the ref, and sometimes they'll be like, "Back up, bro."
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily a warning. It's more of like, "Yo, like we're
it's
for both teams."
It's not so much a warning as it is, hey, I have to be on sides for this play, right? Like, so what you look at every other team in the NFL. Look at the receivers. They look at the ref and they put their arm up, they point, whatever. And you can see if they are offsides, the ref will say, no, back up a little bit, or okay, you're good. And then the play goes on. Kadarius Toney did not do that at any point in the game. He never once looked at an official. And looking at that video, you can see very clearly he never looked in the official's way. And even on that play that the one that they got called for, he didn't do that either.
He like glances over quickly, but it's not even like looking to check. He just looks to his right.
No, he was just looking to his right, because usually that comes with like a head nod or a point or something. He didn't do anything. He just lined up offsides. And at that point, okay, does it suck that you're the reason why your team lost? But at the same time, it doesn't suck because you've clearly been getting away with it all game, and sorry that it got called on the last play of the game for you guys, but or at least their last up.
It wasn't the last play because
No,
they had
the last
50 more
drive.
plays.
Yeah, they had more opportunities to
Right.
make up for it.
Right.
Yeah.
And
So
Patrick Mahomes
here's what it shows to me. It shows that they're like you, Adam said, they're spoiled, and Patrick Mahomes thinks everything should be handed to him. And the Bills and the Chiefs are the same exact team, at least offensively. Otherworldly, freak, athletic, big-armed quarterbacks, young running backs that they don't know how to use, one major pass-catching weapon, and a bunch of dog shit else. Like, they're the same exact team.
Yeah.
They're one win apart in the standings right now. They're the same exact team. I would say Kansas City has the better defense at the moment just because ours is hurt. So they're like the exactly same team. Look how one quarterback is handling it as opposed to the other.
Yeah.
And it's just showing it. Like, it's showing how it is. And I don't know. It's just like, it was kind of sad to see because I have respect for Mahomes, but that was weird.
I do
Like,
too. He's a great quarterback. We know it. We've seen it. He's got 2 Super Bowls. Like, you don't win Super Bowls by being dog shit unless, you're Peyton Manning's last year and you let your defense. But, I mean, Peyton Manning wasn't dog shit. He just lost a little bit of arm strength because he was, in his 40s playing in that game?
Yeah.
Well, and if you think about, especially as Buffalo fans, how long everyone called Tom Brady a crybaby. He has nothing in his career even close to what we witnessed on Sunday night.
Yeah.
Nothing even.
I mean,
Tom
he might
Brady's
try to
throwing
the refs
a-
about a call that, maybe he should have got because, the defender was a little bit late after the throw. But what Patrick Mahomes did on the field and then in the press conference was just uncalled for. Like, I mean, these refs, they have a hard job, man. Like, I couldn't be a referee, right? You guys can't go out there and be a referee either, but these guys have to actually take like training classes and like they have so much to go through before they're even allowed to step foot on a field. So I get that, people make mistakes all the time, but the context comes into play when you see all those other angles and all those other plays where he did line up off sides, right? Like, you see that through the entire game. Well, sorry, man. Like, it's unfortunate that you got called on the last drive of the game and it cost you a touchdown on a fantastic play by Travis Kelce, by the way. Most players don't ever think to do that, but it's unfortunate. I personally, as a Bills fan, I love it. Finally, something went Buffalo's way, right? Like,
Yep.
finally, something went against the Kansas City Chiefs. So everybody bitches and complains that, they get all the calls, they get this, they get that. Well, that one cost them, and
Yeah. Well, it's just like there's a hold on every play. Are they all getting called? No.
sure, you're not going to call everyone because the game would take 9 hours.
Yep.
So this is where I'm coming for this, and then we'll move on. We as Bills fans were hoping for this last year, and we were trying to use the DeMar Hamlin situation for this, like the team like grouping together and stuff. But this past week, I think opened up this Bills team to something new, and they had so much controversy this week. Von Miller, the bullshit with Tyler Dunn, which Tyler Dunn has put his foot in his mouth because nobody gives a fuck. Like, nobody cares. Not even the players. Nobody cared. The whole Sean McDermott situation. So they rallied together as a team, beat the defending Super Bowl champions, actually broke down in the last few minutes, but didn't. Like, they didn't let Kansas City score. They held it together. And especially with the way, like, Mahomes and everything is acting after this, I think it just makes this team stronger. I think we go undefeated the rest of the year. I think we win this division. I think Josh Allen gets himself as the MVP by the end of this year because they are about to go on a fucking tear to the Super Bowl. And I think that could have been the catalyst for this.
Might have been.
Maybe.
If Josh Allen, tell me this right now, guys. If Josh Allen goes on a tear the rest of the year, that means he put a stomping on the Kansas City Chiefs. He didn't beat the Eagles, but he was close. He played great against the Eagles. Beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Beat the Dallas Cowboys. and then wins 3 or 4 more games, takes over the division, gets in the playoffs. He's going to have better numbers. Who's the MVP favorites? Purdy, Dak, maybe Tua. He's gonna have better numbers than all those
Yeah,
guys.
I mean, I don't even think Tua's in the fucking running for it, but Tyreek Hill should be if he puts up 2,000 yards.
Sure. But if Josh Allen goes on a tear and gets this team into the playoffs, how do you not vote for him over Brock Purdy? I mean, at that point, how are you gonna? Especially what NFL has done recently, like, well, they do the wrong thing all the time. They make it Aaron Rodgers and not Tom Brady.
Yeah,
Aaron
not Tom
Rodgers,
Brady.
not- right? Like it's so maybe they'll go like we get it. Brock Purdy has 20 less touchdowns and 2,000 less yards, but it's Brock Purdy. Like I wouldn't.
He's having a fantastic season, and he did. They went on that 3-game slump, but man, did they bounce back? And I'm pretty sure. I mean, that defense is.
Shouldn't that show
insane.
like more or less that Deebo Samuel's the MVP because Deebo Samuel is injured for 3 games and they lose all 3 games? Shouldn't that be Deebo Samuel?
Could argue for it.
Right?
Could argue for it.
But either way, like right now, I wouldn't say Josh is an MVP. I wouldn't say Brock Purdy's an MVP. But like Josh, if he gets us to the play, he could be.
I agree. Josh struggled a little bit, and I agree with you. If he does go on this run and he comes out and he beats Dallas and I mean, without Justin Herbert, we should have no problem beating the Chargers, and we should definitely stomp the Patriots. And then we have Miami in there too. Like if that Miami game that could be for the division if they keep. I mean, they lost by 1 point against Tennessee on Monday night, which was absolutely wild to see on a stupid penalty from Bradley Chubb, which again, that comes down to discipline because he took his fucking helmet off like an idiot and it cost him a first down, and then Tennessee just ran down their throat. Derrick Henry scored for the win.
It's exciting.
It could be for the division. That Miami game is going to be big.
Mm-hmm. And no matter what, the Bills are probably if they lose to Dallas and win the other 3 games, they'll probably make the wild card because they have to jump over Jake Browning. They have to, I just feel better going into this, especially because we kind of have an easy schedule.
Yeah, we do have a little bit, minus Dallas. Because Dallas is going to be tough, but they have also shown that they can be beat pretty bad too. So
Dallas is coming off of their Super Bowl right now.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, against
they could be like worn out right now.
Yeah,
and kind of coasting.
Yeah, I could definitely see it. I would love to see it. But I agree. I don't. If we don't win the division, we're definitely going to be a wild card. But I can definitely see that Miami game meaning a lot more than just a wild card, and that could be for the division.
And I'll tell you what, like we all know where Josh Allen stands here,
of course.
But especially with this new Joe Brady offense, but like it's much better. But Josh is doing all the right things now. I don't care that he throws an interception a game. I don't care. He's doing all the right things. He's taking what the defense gives him. He's making the shot when he needs to make the shot. Joe Brady's offense is opening up so much more for Josh because of like all the pre-snap motion. When you call for pre-snap motion, you make the defense show their hand. If you pull, Hardy from the right to the left and a safety follows him, you're in a cover 1. That's exactly how we got the first touchdown. When they called motion and got Cook over to the left side, nobody went on him. Josh even said it. He said, I know this was a cover 0. I knew I was going to have the shot. I just had to make a perfect throw. And Josh Allen probably is the best person. And he made a
perfect throw. Yeah, he made a perfect throw. James Cook was wide open for an easy walk-in.
And Josh is telling you he's deducing this just from a pre-snap motion.
Yeah.
Which, I mean,
is amazing. Yeah. It's amazing on the pre-snap motion because those guys have 2 seconds before the ball gets snapped, and he is determining what the defense is in such a small amount of time, and to be able to call it correctly, that's pretty special. A lot of quarterbacks can do that, right? Sure. The best quarterbacks in the league can do that. So it's finally good to see that he is putting everything together, and you're right, he's doing all the right things.
So it's exciting. It's exciting. I don't know if we can see, but
Pickles, all my pickles.
there she is. It's here. All right. Well, let's move on. Jay, you got anything else to say about this whole situation?
No.
Jay does all the talking in a group chat, and then
He does.
feels like
He's a big group chat guy. He
says
sends
his
us all the
email-
gifts, all the text messages, how much he hates fantasy football.
Yeah. I mean, and you always agree with me, so.
That's also true because I mean, you're a very agreeable guy.
Everybody say hi.
Oh, there she is. Look at her. She
Yeah.
wants you to put her down.
This is the face of pure enjoyment. Look at pure enjoy. Am I gonna die right now? I
We're
might
canceled.
die.
We're canceled. Stand on the views.
We got to zoom up on this face. This is a scary fucking face right now. Holy shit! I'm gonna die an early death. All right, get out of here. Get out of my death. Okay, so let's move on. Dave's not here, so Adam's filling in with the stone cold lock of the
Yes,
week.
I am filling in with the lock of the week, Dave. I hope you agree with me. We'll see you later when I get a text message. But listen, guys, my lock this week. I don't have the stats like Dave, but I'm going to go based on what I think. Atlanta Falcons are playing some good football right now. They are -3 against Carolina, and Carolina is absolute dog water. I think Desmond Ridder can have a good game, put it together, use his weapons like he did last week, even though they lost against Tampa, but they battled in that game. I'm going the Atlanta Falcons -3, NFC South showdown against the Carolina Panthers. Lock it in.
Lock it in. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
I mean
like
they're
it.
playing great. They're playing great, and you're right. Like Carolina's playing like ass. And what a division, by the way. Three
It's a
teams.
wild division.
We're
Three
sitting here
teams are
arguing-
7-6, I think.
We're 6 and 7.
6 and 7. Yeah, whatever.
We're sitting here arguing about Atlanta taking the division or the Saints taking a division, and here comes fucking Baker Mayfield. I'm back. Just fucking strolling in, Big Dick Baker, baby.
Yeah, and yeah.
Well, then
he's
we
playing some
can't
good
call
football,
Big
too.
we can't say Big Dick Dobbs anymore because he's sitting down now.
Yeah.
He's been
that
benched.
was, that was
He
a
has
short
been
run.
benched. It
I remember
really
when
was.
either
It really
Adam
was.
or Jay, I think it was Adam, said like Arizona should have just kept Big Dick Dobbs. He's so much better than Kyler Murray, and I was like, whoa, so much better. Relax, guy had guys on the bench.
I don't remember this.
I wonder how all those people that shave their eyebrows
remember.
feel now that Dobbs is benched.
Was
Well,
that actually a
great.
thing? I didn't even know.
Yeah,
That's
people were doing
hilarious.
that. They were like shaving their eyebrows.
Guy had a great
Wow.
story, but. All right, I like your lock of the week. That was a very good one, and I totally skipped our normal segments. So let's just let's get back on
We'll
track
get back
here.
into
For,
It's your first show. It's okay.
Xavier goes down the middle. Slam dunk.
Get dunked on, bro.
I already kind of mentioned mine, so I forgot that I did it. So I'm just gonna throw it out there again. I'm just dunking on injuries, man. Fuck all these injuries. My teams are devastated right now. Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen, Jonathan Taylor, Christian Kirk. I mean, like these are all players on one team. Not Herbert. Herbert's on a different team, but these are all players on one team. And thankfully, I was smart that I everywhere I had Keenan Allen, I went and got Joshua Palmer. So I can slide him in. It's not as good, but I mean he's the only freaking weapon. Him and Eckler. So I mean, if you have Keenan Allen, you have Palmer, or could get Palmer, just get him because I think it's an easy slide in, and you'll get you maybe 10 points, but. Who knows? So, fuck, man. Dunk on all these injuries. What a ridiculous year. What a ridiculous year on injuries. All right?
Yeah,
all right, Jay.
a lot of star power going down.
Yeah. What are you going to dunk on, Jay?
I'm gonna dunk on fucking Jordan Love for being shit last week and letting Tommy Cutlets beat him. It's,
I'm a big fan of the passing Paisan.
yeah,
Like,
I seen on your
Paisan.
Facebook.
I love him.
Yes.
What a story.
Look-
Much better than Brock
Yeah,
Purdy's
you're like
mom.
Brock Purdy. Oh, he sucks. Give me Tommy Cutlets. He won one game.
Did he? Bruh, he's 3-1.
Whatever.
His winning percentage is 750 right now. Here's
3-1.
my argument to Now, obviously, I don't think Tommy DeVito Maybe he is Brock Purdy. Maybe he is the next Brock Purdy. But what's more impressive
know.
about Tommy DeVito is he's doing this with Wan'Dale Robinson as his number one receiver, and he's throwing to Isaiah Hodgins. He's not throwing to fucking George Kittle and Brock and Brandon Ayuk and
Debo.
Debo. He's not throwing to these guys. He's throwing to complete garbage.
Yeah, that's
So
even
that's-
worse for Jordan Love.
Yeah,
They got
exactly.
beat by fucking Tommy Cutlets and
Very true.
dog shit wide receivers.
I'm sorry, I buried the lead. I buried the lead of Jordan Love, but you got me excited. I'm a big fan of Tommy D. So big fan. So yeah, Jordan Love. Yeah, he fucked me too. He's my starter in the league that I had Burrow. I'm in the playoffs with him.
I mean,
but-
he's lucky that the team I went up against lost Herbert and Tyreek Hill, because
Yeah, I'm
I
playing
probably
him this
would have
week.
lost if it wasn't for that.
All right, what are you dunking at, Adam?
I'm dunking on the New England Patriots. And the reason being is they signed Bill Belichick to a nice extension, and then this rumor comes out that says they were already ready to move on from Belichick after the Germany game. What on earth? What? Where did this come from? I have no idea the source. It's just an NFL rumor, but I get it. I get all my updates from the Sleeper app, and they've been pretty spot on. So. It is wild to me, and I am dunking on the entire organization for doing that. They what was it, like a 3-year or 2-year extension or something for Belichick, and now all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, we're going to move on from him.
I saw rumors
What?
that the Bills are going to go after Belichick.
God, I mean,
What's
boy.
crazy too is like they're gonna move on from him after like their impressive run, like, and because their team sucks now because they like got nothing there.
Yeah.
They're just like,
They
yeah,
have no-
we're gonna move on from the legendary coach here. Just fuck it.
Right,
True.
right. Just
And
you-
what?
you-
They were in the
I-
playoffs 2 years ago. Last year, were they in the playoffs?
I mean,
no 2 years.
2 years ago.
Yeah,
that's like
I
if
mean,
the Steelers moved on from Tomlin because he can't.
Yeah.
He hasn't won in forever.
Here's the thing though: is Tomlin has this thing about him because he hasn't had a losing season with the Steelers since he became the
Yeah.
head coach, right? So
Yeah.
he is always going to be safe as long as they have a winning record. If he
Yeah.
goes 9-7, doesn't make the playoffs, doesn't matter. Bill Belichick, he's been there forever, right? He's got his Super Bowls with Tom Brady, but this whole juggling the quarterbacks from week to week thing, going from Mac Jones to Bailey Zappi to starting Mac Jones and then pulling him for Bailey Zappi and then starting Bailey Zappi and then pulling him for Mac Jones at halftime. It's wild. And now this fucking rumor that they're moving on from him after they gave him that extension is mind-blowing. I don't understand what's going on in that organization, nor do I care because
Mind-boggling,
I
isn't
mean,
it?
I can't stand the Patriots. Like you
They're,
guys can't stand the Patriots.
they don't even know
but
what's going on. They're just a dumpster
Yeah.
fire at this point,
they
all
literally
around,
have
top
no
to
idea.
bottom.
You're absolutely right. They are a giant dumpster fire, and after being dominated by them for 20 years,
Yeah.
it's very good to see.
Yeah.
It's very fun to see.
What
and
a,
watch
hate
and
to see it.
unfold.
Hate to see it.
But I'm dunking on you,
happen.
New England Patriots.
Couldn't happen to better fans, honestly.
literally.
They haven't been as bad as the Chiefs fans this week, so
Yeah, and nobody will be as worse as them.
Oh,
Time for a victory lap.
Kermit the Frog here.
okay. Sorry, I had to put that in there at the end. All right, Adam, you're rolling. Go ahead and give us your
Victory lap, boys. It is my duty to victory lap myself for becoming the number 1 seed. I beat Saints Joe last week to take over the number 1 spot, and I love to see it. And it is in 5 leagues. I am in the playoffs in 4, and I have 2 first-round buys this week in this league and in one of my other leagues. And my other 2 leagues, I just barely snuck in at the 6th seed. But we're in it. We're in the playoffs. We're going to make a run. And victory lap goes out to the number 1 seeds all over the country.
Hey, you get the round of applause. You deserve it. You snuck into the first at the last week, right?
I sure
That's when you
did.
Took it over.
Took
That's
it
good.
over last week. Beat Saints Joe. Knocked him down.
Very
All I
good.
needed to do was win.
All I do is win.
All right, perfect. That was a good
Sure
time.
did.
All right, Jay.
Hey there, little fella.
I'm gonna follow Adam, and I'm going with myself as well. Pulling myself out of the fantasy graveyard for both my teams last year, and now I'm back into my winning ways and in the playoffs. So let's hope I can continue this run.
Nah, bruh.
There you go.
Yeah, Jay's in the playoffs in both the leagues, so
Nice.
good for him. And he's just
After-
ahead of me.
af- After missing the
looking at
playoffs last year in both leagues, he's back.
We're
I'm
both
fucking
the
back.
He
same.
is back.
In both leagues, me and Jay are 3-4. So I'm looking up at his asshole in each playoff. Or whatever it is. I'm just underneath him and whatever.
Wait, Jay, did you say in the chat if you would have won against Saints Joe when you played him?
No, if I would have scored, like 20 more.
That's right. That's right.
Like,
you would have been the 2 seed, right?
yeah, it would have been the 2 seed.
Damn.
Yeah.
And I have more points than all of you, and I'm
No, you
sitting
don't.
at like 6. Oh, you took it ahead. Yeah.
I have
Well,
the
had
most
bad-
points in the league.
Yeah, I was the number 1 seed of the Fantasy Football Bros podcast league at one
You
point.
were for a bit.
Yeah.
You were for a bit. I'll give you that.
I never was, and it's okay. I don't need to be. I just need to be one at the end of the season. So, I am. I'm taking the victory lap in the same way. Out of my 4 leagues, I made it in 3 of them, and the one I didn't is literally Dave's league, and it's literally because Justin Herbert hurt himself.
Ooh.
I needed to win and get in, and Justin
Tough.
Herbert got me 2 points, and I lost by like 8. So
That's tough.
literally. Yeah, just because Herbert got hurt.
That
And,
is
it doesn't matter because I wouldn't have had him moving forward. I would have probably had to sign, Tommy Cutlets or something. But we could have won.
That's
with
your
it. We
guy.
coulda-
That's your guy. You said he's better than Brock Purdy.
Absolutely, he's definitely better than Brock Purdy. I mean, he's got a better story, so Brock Purdy better give it up because Brock Purdy was drafted. Tommy Cutlets wasn't. So NFL doesn't fucking care, man. They just care about marketing and your story. The fucking Italian paisano that has his fucking agent that dresses in the fucking pinstripes on the
yeah,
sideline. is
That was wild to see.
It's
way more
insane.
impressive than Brock
That's
Purdy.
so
and the fucking
cool.
hot.
Yeah.
He
That's
gets
so
it.
cool.
You know what's funny is his Tommy D's his crew get it. They understand how like easy the NFL is to manipulate. And look at him. Look at him. He didn't have that great of a game. He's the NFC Player of the Week.
Yeah.
Like he
I know.
didn't even have that great
I
a game.
mean, him and
wild.
we didn't even talk about that. Him and Zach Wilson, players of the week. What is
Wow.
the season?
What is this league coming to?
It's madness.
I didn't mean to hit that.
It
I meant to
really
hit
is.
What? I'm so high
Like
right now.
I don't. Who had it on their bingo card that Zach Wilson and Tommy Cutlets would be a player of the week?
Tommy Cutlets is going to be in the Pro Bowl. You'll see. You guys will see.
Maybe.
Tommy Cutlets Pro Bowl.
That's because his family's the mafia, probably.
Well, whatever. A lot better than selling jacuzzis in Arizona. I'll tell you that.
He'll break somebody's legs.
Yeah, the agent's going to be breaking Roger Goodell's legs to get him into the Pro Bowl.
He knows how the NFL works. So, and then other than that, my other quick victory lap is in one league I drafted Travis Kelce, and that was the league that I don't even care about. So I don't even ever discuss that. But other than that, I stayed away from Kelce. And in all my leagues, I went after late tight ends, and most of those late tight ends were David Njoku and Sam Laporta. I got late, and picking up Trey McBride in a couple of leagues before he broke out. So I've got either Njoku, Laporta, or McBride, or 2 of them in every league. And some of y'all would kill to have any of them.
Yeah, in the
general.
league that I didn't make the playoffs in, I made a bunch of trades and set myself up for next year. But I have Laporta and McBride on my roster. So
Yeah. So a
Might
lot of
start
people would kill to have, like in the fantasy football world. I told you guys I'm starting Njoku and McBride, and a lot of people are doing a lot worse than I am in that for tight ends right now.
oh yeah,
So
yeah,
for
you
sure.
could
Who are
definitely
you
do worse
starting
on
right
tight
now?
end.
Who's your official starter?
For which league?
Ferguson? Is that your
Yeah,
official?
for the fantasy football bros, yeah, I got Jake Ferguson. He's been solid,
Jay's
man.
got
He's been absolutely fantastic, especially with Dak throwing the ball like crazy.
But I'll tell you what, out of
And he
all
was
the
a free
tight
agent
ends,
pickup.
You got Ferguson. Jay's got Ingram, who he drafted. And the guys I mentioned, I'm taking, I think, Njoku above. Well, not Laporta, but I'm not counting Laporta. But I have
I would definitely
Njoku.
take Njoku for sure.
Yeah, Njoku,
Yeah.
McBride, Ingram, and Ferguson. I think it's actually the way I listed it. Njoku, McBride, Ferguson, Ingram. I think that's the way I would rank those four. Just odd conversation.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, they're all really good.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go wrong with any one of them. But I mean,
No.
yeah, if you have to put a ranking to them, I think, yeah, I agree with you there. But the thing about Laporta is that he's got Jared Goff, and when Jared Goff doesn't play well, Laporta doesn't play well.
Laporta had a sweet 3 points last week.
McBride is the only receiver that Kyler Murray can see over the line, so he's always going to get the targets. And Dak Prescott he's just throwing the ball to everybody. You're getting catches from your Gallup showing up, Brandon Cooks showing up, CeeDee Lamb is a monster. He's just throwing the ball to everybody. And now that Flacco's in, Njoku's just a beast.
Njoku was, but that's what.
But he was good with Watson and with DRT, but. Yeah, he's
Watson's
just,
back.
now.
Isn't he?
Now we're really seeing what he can do, which is really
Watson's
nice.
out for the year.
Oh.
Yeah,
Watson's out for the year. All right,
Yeah.
Jay, why don't you give me the guy you want to fuck? I mean, it's Tommy D for me, obviously.
Yeah, we know you're onto a new toy in the NFL.
The passing Paisan.
Saquon, then Bajan. Now it's Tommy Cutlets.
Tommy John, let's go.
Tommy John.
This week's fuck this guy is gonna be the one and only Kyler Murray. Coming off the bye.
Yes.
You know he was playing a lot of Call of Duty. He's playing the 49ers. He's going to be running for his life. So he's going to be all like strung out on Call of Duty. So he's not going to be good.
Which means he's going to put up 40 points because Jay said so.
I hope not, because he's on my bench.
So who did you fuck last week? Did he do good?
I don't remember, but I don't think
No,
so.
it was Chris Godwin. It was.
Yeah, it was Chris Godwin.
All right, you broke the streak. So Jay, I know you have little fella in the one league. Are you not starting him?
No.
Okay. You starting Stafford over him?
Yeah, he's playing Washington, so I think he's going to
I like the
light
Stafford
it up.
play. I like it a lot.
We get it. You would bang Matt Stafford. We understand.
I totally would. Yep.
Yeah, we get it. We totally understand.
Hey, whatever, man. I don't care.
I should have went
Guy's
to.
playing great.
I should have went to my first before Jay because it's actually something we were just discussing. My start of the week is Trey McBride, and it's exactly what Adam kind of just mentioned. Start of the week of like and Jay mentioned too. You're playing San Francisco. You're going to have to throw the ball. Hollywood Brown's last game got you 0 points, so he's dealing with an injury, and he's not healthy yet. James Conner ain't going to be able to run on this front seven.
No.
You can beat you can beat the Niners in the passing game a little bit. So like, getting Trey McBride, like Adam said, over the middle of the field where Kyler can see him and stuff. Yeah, Trey McBride is my start of the week, and like I said in the beginning, I'm starting Trey McBride as a flex. I'm starting Njoku as my tight end, and I'm putting McBride in as my flex over Hollywood Brown. Like, I really don't see Hollywood Brown having a good game, and I do see Trey McBride having a good game. So that is my start of the week.
I like it. Solid pick for sure.
So that's everything, right? We got to all our stuff.
I think we're good.
I believe so.
Anybody in the graveyard this week?
Did I want to?
I'll tell you what. I'll put Chris Godwin in there myself because he has just been so mediocre. Thank God I don't need him to win games because he's been in my roster. He's been in my lineup every single week, and this is the first week I think I pulled him out.
Well, it's because Mike Evans is having such a monster year.
Yeah, of course. But I don't know if it's Baker or what it is, but he's just not finding Godwin. I don't know if it's Godwin just not getting open or Baker's not seeing him, but I'm putting Godwin in the graveyard. Jay, you fucked him last week. He deserved to be fucked.
And now you're putting him in the grave.
Now he's in the graveyard. Oh, wait. We didn't do my bargain yet, did we?
No, that's
No.
right. I knew we missed them. There it is. Adam, let's
Anyway.
give us your daily bargain.
Daily bargain. Make it short and sweet. Christian Kirk out. Zay Jones in.
That's
I
Jay's
like Zay
boy.
Jones. He's 5,700 on FanDuel, so he's right at that cusp of that 6,000 that I like to stay under for my bargains. Zay Jones, look for the volume. Hopefully, Trevor Lawrence is up to par with that injury that he was dealing with, but he seemed like he was okay last week. They lost, but he was doing his thing. So Zay Jones put him in.
I got to give it up to Trevor Lawrence too, because
Yeah.
that's a gutsy performance. The guy's
is.
out there with a high ankle sprain.
Yeah,
And that's people are missing
he's
3-4 weeks.
he wants to win. So,
That's
it
a
is.
team that's fighting for their playoff lives. So
Agreed.
that's gutsy performance by the Blonde Bomber. Okay, so we made it to the end, guys. Dave, sorry you didn't make the playoffs in the Football Bros League, and thank you for not being here.
Little
We
did he know
appreciate-
it was playoff teams only this week.
Yeah.
So he'll be back.
Yeah.
He'll be back next week.
Well, hopefully we're still all in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's true. I might have
Well,
a
I'm
show
definitely
next
still in
week.
the playoffs.
Well,
That'd be cool.
Adam's hosting along.
I'm in.
Adam and Saints Joe will be on it.
Yeah.
Saints Joe said to me, when he came to the restaurant the other day, he said, "Man, look how much better I do when I don't draft all Saints."
Who knew?
Yeah, who knew?
I said, "You should thank Adam because Adam thanked you from a bunch of Saints."
Yeah. Not really.
Kamara.
I only drafted Kamara. I had Taysom
no,
Hill
you-
on my. I had Taysom Hill on. Oh, I had Michael Thomas too. He's in my IR slot. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and then the Jamal Williams, or that was Dave. I think Dave was Jamal.
I don't think I had Jamal Williams. I don't think I was able to get him, but I did have Taysom Hill on my roster for a little bit when he was killing it. But he's back to reality. So
Taysom Hill's good every 4 games.
Yeah,
so.
pretty much.
yeah, pretty much.
All right, boys. Well, thank you
boys.
for joining us. Thank
Absolutely.
you, Jay.
Yep.
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you.
And guys, make sure you are getting your lineups in and keep playing that daily. Remember, there's a lot of, especially if in your our leagues, there is loser money ball. So keep starting
Sure.
your lineup.
Yeah,
And
keep playing those
play
dailies,
for
guys. Those go through all the way through to the play, all the way to the Super Bowl. You can play daily contests. So get after
Remember
it.
to follow our YouTube, follow our TikTok, like, comment, subscribe, and definitely check out my other channel. It's back, Chaz's Rock Record Review.
It's back,
maybe,
baby. We're back.
Maybe someday I'll be getting some of these guys on to
Someday.
review some albums.
Someday.
So
When you don't tell us an hour before you're about to record.
last minute ideas. All right, everybody. Thanks for checking it out. Chaz's Rock Record Review. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. Until then, we'll see you next time,
See you
guys.
later,
Later.
guys.
Peace.